photo. Photo please for the add-on notes. Ma, bakit mo pinapakuha? Bakit namin aralin to? Children, nakalagay dyan operator variability variation in pipetting. Tandaan natin, naka-underline yan. Take a photo please. Okay, done. Next. Ops. Add-on notes again. Reading materials mo to. Take a photo again. Oh, ma, bakit naka-underline? Pipetting na naman. Yung random error mo, pipetting technique yun. Meaning to say, manual pipetting technique yon. There was an error in the manual pipetting. Eto, manual pipetting then, but in random error, the problem is not the pipetting technique, but rather the pipeter maintenance error. The pipeter, the automatic pipette, the error of the automatic pipette itself. Okay, not adjusted correctly or misaligned. Okay, add-on notes, guys, baka sa board exam, makita mo, pipetting error. Naku, basahin mo munang maintindihan. Is it the manual pipetting error or is it the pipeter, which is the error? Pipeter meaning the automatic pipette. Okay? Yun ang systematic error. What else? And also add-on notes, babasahin mo na lang to, guys. Take a photo, please. Diniscuss ko na to sa'yo kahapon. Talagang add-on ito, meaning reading materials. I don't need to discuss because we have discussed it already last night. Okay? Para lang magkaroon ka ng extensive understanding because we only have 2 months review for the board. So you should have more of reading materials to understand the discussion. Okay? Take note the commutable versus the non-commutable reference materials, which I discussed yesterday. Okay, last night. Next, then let us start our discussion. So we're done with the quality control charts. We discussed last night the Gaussian, the Q-sum, the Uden, the Levy-Jennings, and we do not have a Westgard chart. But we have a Westgard multiple control rules. Remember the children. And Westgard used the Levy-Jennings chart in explaining the multiple control rules. Take note of that, guys. Okay, thank you so much for all the good morning greetings. Thank you. So what is Six Sigma? Okay, inaral mo na to noon, ha? Uulitin lang natin. What is Six Sigma, children? This is a quality control tool. Take note. It is a quality control tool designed to reduce or eliminate error. Designed to reduce or eliminate error. Take note. And by eliminating error or by reducing error, will actually increase the productivity, improve the quality of performance in the clinical laboratory. It is in your book, guys. Okay, those who have the review book. Okay, anong nasa mindset? Six Sigma is a quality control tool that reduces what? Error. That also eliminates what? Errors. What else? And, ma'am, how do we explain the errors in Six Sigma? 4 letters. What are the what are these 4-letter acronym that will tell you the errors in Six Sigma? DPMO. What is DPMO? Defects per million opportunities. Write it, please. What is DPMO? Defects per million opportunities. Ma'am, ano po yung DPMO na yan? The units of errors in Six Sigma. We call it the units of errors in Six Sigma. What else? And children, tandaan mo yung symbol ng Sigma, ha? The 6 and the Sigma. Look at the symbol. Okay? What else? And how about the main goal of Six Sigma? Ma, bakit kailangan aralin to? Sinabi ko na kanina. The main goal is to reduce the number of defects to near 0. Hindi sinabing 0. It says near 0. So, ma'am, almost there. Almost completely eliminate errors. Yes. So, it's not perfectly total elimination. Near 0. What else? And most organizations operate at what? Sigma level. Naku, discuss tandaan mo sa board exam. The most laboratories or even other organizations, not only clinical laboratories, even other organizations, they operate at near 4 Sigma. Ma'am, pag 4 Sigma, may errors pa din. Meron pa din, ilan? 6,210 DPMO. Ano ibig sabihin nun? 6,210 defects per million opportunities. Defects per million opportunities. I'm sure tatanungin mo ako, Ma'am, pwede ba namin i-compute si DPMO? Pwede. Ma'am, may computation po ba si DPMO? Meron. Ay, syempre, papakita ko sa mamaya, parang happy ka sa board exam. Okay? Basta tandaan mo, children. The main goal is to eliminate errors and to reach near zero error. And most organizations operate at 4 sigma level. What else? And ano pa tatandaan natin? Ma'am, pag na-eliminate na po namin yung error, there will be improvement in the quality of laboratory services. Ay, syempre, based also in your book, it says there, elimination of error means improvement in the clinical lab. How? You improve the performance of the staff. You improve the quality of the laboratory result. Wala na magagalit ng mga doctors na mali ang ating results. You improve bottom line. Pasarabing bottom line, not only the results, but you improve everything in the all the components in the clinical laboratory. You improve it, the delivery of service, the sample collection, the separation of sample. What else? And of course, masaya ang mga patients, okay? Wala nang magko-complain din na patients na meron tayong error sa mga results. What else? Well, when customers are happy, the laboratory staff are also happy. Take note of that. So, in other words, improvement by elimination variation. What is variation? Error. So when you improve it, improvements the performance in the lab, the quality of the results, the bottom line, the customer satisfaction, as well as the employee satisfaction. What else? And when you say Six Sigma, how will you calculate the DPMO? Mamaya kukuhanan mo ito ng picture ha. Later ha, pag kompleto na. Eto lang slide na to, sinabi ko this morning, at saka yung add-on notes, so you have to take photos. The rest not allowed. Ops, don't take photo yet. Defects per opportunity. Ops, pag tinanong ka sa board exam, how will you compute for DPO or defects per opportunity? That is defect over product times opportunities. Ma'am, ano yung defect? Ma'am, ano yung product? Ma'am, ano yung opportunities? Relax. May example mamaya. Next. Ma'am, iba po ba si DPO sa DPMO naman? DPO is defects per opportunity. What is DPMO? Defects per million opportunities. So, ma'am, how do we compute for DPMO? That is DPO times 1 million. Naku, my goodness gracious children. Next, example. Ma'am, paano pag-computing kami sa board exam, anong hahanapin namin? Una, ano po yung product? The product means the number of test results released, for example, for the month of May 2022. Pinakompute ka. In May 2022, sabi sa board exam, there were 1,500 chemistry test results, which are all considered reliable. Tandaan mo, children, ni-release yun. Pag sabing ni-release, reliable yun. So, ano tawag natin to, children? Product. Ma'am, ano po yung opportunities tsaka defect? Take note. Lab results not reported due to errors. Ops, 1,500 daw ang ni-release nila. Kaya lang, merong 150 lab results that were withheld. Hindi ni-release yung 150 na yon. Bakit? May error. Ano nakalagay dito? 150 or 10%. Ibig sabihin, meron kang 10% na result na hindi ni-release. 150 yon. Ano tawag mo doon? Defect. Ay, so siya ba yung 150 over 1,500? Tama, children. 150 over 1,500. Ma'am, ano yung opportunities? Siyempre, bibigay ko rin sa'yo, children. The number of opportunities for defects, 3. Ano ibig sabihin ng number of opportunities for defects? What are the phases of measurement where you encounter defects? Ma'am, bakit po 3? Because actually there are 3 opportunities for defects. Ibig sabihin, yun yung mga phases na nagkaroon ka ng errors. What are those phases? The pre-analytical phase, the analytical phase, and the post-analytical phase, the opportunities for defects. So anong ibig sabihin ng computation mo? 1,500 over 150 times 3. Kung ano man ang answer doon, times 1 million to get the DPMO. My goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Take a photo, guys. Nagkakaintindihan ba tayo, mga kapatid, sa paniniwala na may computation ng DPMO? Huwag mong kakalimutan yan, guys. Diyos ko, Lord, ibinigay ko sa iyo yan. Memorize ko yung formula naman. Kasi bibigyan ka ng computation, baka bigyan ka. Para pag walang computation, thank you, Lord. Para pag may computation, binigay ko sa iyo, children. Napaka-simplified din yan, in fairness. What else? Then, so ang tanong, Ma'am, in other words, constant na po yung opportunities. Napakaganda question to ni Mr. Suarez, ha? Children, this is an excellent question of John Kenneth Suarez. Anong sabi niya? In other words po, constant value na yung opportunities. Kapag walang binigay sa'yo na number of opportunities, children, Ma'am, ano ba naman ito? Pinakompute kami, pero walang binigay na number of opportunities for defects. Then your answer is 3. Take note. Kasi ano nasa mindset mo? Saan ba nagkakaroon ng error? Hindi pa in-enumerate ko sa iyo, children? Hindi, relax ako. Di ba, in-enumerate ko sa iyo kagabi yung 3 phases where you can encounter errors? Yes or no? Nasa book mo yan. Yes or no? Ay, oo nga. Pre-analytical, analytical, post-analytical phases. We can encounter errors. Kaya yung opportunities for defects ang nasa mindset mo, saan ka nagkaka-error? Sa tatlong yon. Ma'am, so pag hindi po naglagay ng exactong opportunities for defects, ang nasa mindset namin lagi 3 exactly. Kasi doon ka nagkaka-error. However, basahin mo pa rin yung question nakalagay doon. During the pre-analytical phase and post-analytical phase, there were identified errors. So ano na sa isip mo? Oh my God, this is times 2, not times 3. Bakit? Kasi in-identify doon sa question that meron daw 2 phases na may errors. Post-analytical at saka pre-analytical. So instead of times 3, anong gagawin natin? Times 2. Bakit? Kasi in-identify siya. Ma'am, sinabi lang, analytical phase lang nagka-error. Di times 1. Kasi in-identify siya na analytical phase lang. So doon lang nagkaroon ng opportunity for defect. Ma'am, walang sinabi. Di 3. Amen? Is it clear, children? Nagkaintindihan ba tayo? Parang ako lang yata ang masaya. Nagkaintindihan ba tayo, children, ha? Pagdating sa opportunities for defects. Okay? Is it clear? 127 participants? Okay? Klarado pa? Walang sumasagot. So, opportunities for defects. Tandaan natin, children, yan. Babasahin natin maiging question. Next, I'll ask you to, I'll let you take photo later, ha? Walang magpo-post ito sa social media. Tagal ko nang sinasabi yan, guys, ha? Sigma by counting methodology. Mom, anong gagawin namin dito? I-memorize mo siya. Kaya ko ba yan? Kaya! Magna-number 1 ka pa sa board exam. Tandaan mo, guys, to. Ang sabi ko sa last time, which of the sigma level or sigma matrix is the target at least of most clinical laboratories? What is the target? At least, ha? Tandaan mo, sinabi ko, children, at least of most laboratories. What is that? 4 sigma. Tandaan mo si 4 sigma, ilan ang error? Syempre, mas gusto mo yung lower error. 6,210. Ma'am, bakit may red yung 3? Kasi po, 2 ang good performance evaluation. Basahin mo maigi ang question, children. There are 2 good performance evaluation. The 3 sigma and the 4 sigma. Between the 2, syempre gusto mo yung higher good. And what's that? The 4 sigma. Why? Less defect. 6,210 defects per million opportunities. And the efficiency rating is higher. What is that? 99.37, 90%. Be careful. 3 ang 99. Mga paano pag sinabi sa board 99% efficiency rating? Oh my goodness gracious. Is it the 4 sigma? Is it the 5 sigma? Or is it the 6 sigma? At ano ang napansin mo? Ay, oo nga. There is good, there is excellent, and there is world-class performance evaluation. Take note. Ano pang napansin mo, children? Higher sigma means lower defects. Oh my gosh. Inversely proportional. Higher sigma matrix means lower defect. And the 6 sigma, 3.4 defects per million opportunities. Do not forget that. Ma'am, ibig mo sabihin sa board exam, 3 D ang tatandaan ko. Hindi lang 3, mami, madadagdagan pa ng D yan. 1 is DPMO. Defects per million opportunities. That's how we report errors in 6 sigma. Mayroon pang isang D, DPO. What is that? Defect per opportunity. Defect per opportunity. Children, another term for DPMO is DPM. Wala kang nakitang DPMO sa choices. Tinatanong sa'yo, which of the following in 6 sigma? In 6 sigma, which of the following is the unit of variation? Ano ba ang unit of variation sa mind mo? DPMO. Ma'am, walang DPMO. Meron letter A, DPO. Letter B, DPM. Ay, anong answer natin? Defects per million. Ibig mong sabihin, ma'am, it's either DPMO or DPM, check, but never DPO. Tandaan natin, children, it's either DPMO or DPM. Anong DPM? Defects per million. Is it same with DPMO, ma'am? Yes. Is DPM same with DPO? No. Nakita mo na yung formula kanina, magkaiba. And ano napansin mo dito? Higher sigma matrix is what? Lower defect. Mom, may memorize ko 99.3790. Yes. 99.9770. Next, may isa pa, yung dulong-dulo. 99.9997. Kaya pala, ma'am, 3.4 na lang yung defect. Ma'am, bakit hindi zero defect? The 6 sigma never mentioned zero defect. Near zero. Take note, not zero defect, near zero. Mom, do we have clinical laboratory in the Philippines with 6 sigma performance evaluation, world-class laboratory? Alam ko it's going there. Excellent, meron. World-class, parang alam ko meron na nga eh. Ayoko lang mention kasi bawal i-mention yung pangalan ng hospital because matagal na nilang wino-work yan. Take note. What else? And take note of the formula to achieve the 6 sigma matrix. How will you get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? That is the formula. Guys, yung mga nakapakinig na sa akin sa lecture ko this year and last year, baka may notes ka pa nito, pansinin mo, this is TEA minus bias over SD. Ma'am, nakalagay sa'yo dati over CV. In the 2022 copyright of John Bernard Henry book, 24th edition, that is the latest edition of John Bernard Henry book, nakalagay doon yung kanyang formula. Hindi na over CV, it is now over SD. That's the reason why it's very important for professors and reviewers for the licensure examination to always read and update their lecture discussions. Guys, kaya may color siya na light orange. I want to emphasize, it is not over CV. The latest formula is over SD. Huwag kalilimutan. Defects, memorize it versus efficiency rating versus performance evaluation or rating. And what is the, at least a sigma level? 4. What is the highest? 6. What is the meaning of this TEA and bias and SD? Oops, I'll let you take a photo later, later para isahan lang. I hope kumuha ka na ng picture nito, guys. Okay? Next. Total error allowable, that is TEA. Total error allowable based on medical interpretation requirements. Bias is usually assumed to be 0 when calculating sigma. Ma'am, halimbawa, pinakalculate po kami ng 6 sigma. Okay. Ma'am, binigay po ang numeric equivalent ng total error allowable. Check. Ma'am, binigay po yung SD value. Check. Ma'am, bakit walang binigay na bias value sa computation ng sigma matrix? Relax, gamitin mo daw 0. Kasi pag walang binigay na bias value, usually assume to be 0 value. Take note of that. Kaya binigay ko to sa iyo. Standard deviation estimated from the long-term QC data. So if you will be given sigma matrix calculation, apat na values, children, ang titignan mo doon sa yung question. The total error allowable, TEA, the bias value, and the SD value. Huwag ka matatakot kung walang bias. Ano daw ang ilalagay mong value dyan? 0. Next, and bias and SD refer to the performance characteristics of the laboratory method. The performance characteristics of the laboratory method. Take a photo, please, children. TEA minus bias over SD. Next, how about ops, ma'am? Paano kung nakadetect po tayo ng error sa Six Sigma? How do we solve the problem in Six Sigma? How do we solve the several errors, the very high DPM unit or DPMO number? Ma'am, how do we solve it? Children, the only problem-solving method approach in Six Sigma is DMAIC. My goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Remember that. Kaya pala sabi mo, ma'am, hindi lang si DPO, DPMO, at DPM ang D sa Six Sigma. Children, meron pang DMAIC. What is that? The problem-solving method approach in Six Sigma. Ma'am, ano po yan? It is a roadmap for quality improvement. Remember, Six Sigma purpose is to reduce or eliminate error near 0. And when we are trying to eliminate error, then we are improving whatever service, guys, we are offering. Take note. Ma'am, ano ibig sabihin ng DMAIC? Define the problem. Define the error. Measure the error. There are calculations, remember. Okay? May DPO ka, may DPMO ka. Then analyze it. Naku, ang nakuha mo 6,210 for Sigma. Pasok pa rin. 99% efficiency rating pa rin. Higher good pa din. Ops, anong i-improve mo doon? Is it the quality of lab result? Or what is the thing that we need to improve? Is it the sample collection, the bottom line? Is it the separation of the sample? We have to recognize what are the indicators that should be improved. And there should be control measures so that error will not happen again. So therefore, how do we solve problems in Six Sigma? 5-letter approach. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. DMAIC. Children, unique yan. Si Six Sigma lang ang meron yan. Huwag kalilimutan. Ma'am, sabi po sa amin, meron daw pong tanong sa board exam, belt. The belts in Six Sigma. Take a photo, please, guys. Siyempre, ibibigay ko sa iyo yan para hindi ka mai-stress. Ma'am, meron po senior yung friend ko. Tinanong daw sa board exam niya last year or the other year yung Sigma belt, master black belt, green belt, yellow belt, white belt. Guys, I took this from the American Society for Quality. Okay, remember that is the source. American Society for Quality. How do we call this? The Six Sigma certifications. Six Sigma certifications. Ops, ano po ang definitions ng mga yan? Ops, mamaya ka na mag-take ng photo, wala yan sa book mo. Uulitin ko sa iyo ha, yung pinapa-take yung picture, it's not for general consumption. That is only for you. Okay? Ops, later on photo taking. What is Six Sigma white belt? Pag tinanong niya sa iyo sa board exam, how will you describe Six Sigma white belt? Which of the following statements is correct regarding Six Sigma? Ops, it is the basic level of certification. It supports the change management. Take note. Six Sigma yellow belt. Kung sabihin ng yellow belt, kung si white belt ay basic level of certification, what is yellow belt? Oh, the yellow belt certified organization or the yellow belt certified individual knows the specifics of Six Sigma. You know what is DMIC, you know how to compute the Sigma matrix, you know where and how to apply the Sigma matrix. Take note. What else? And it supports the project teams. Yung isa supports change management. Ito supports project teams. What else? Ang problem solving. Kaya sinabi ko, alam mo yung DMAIC. What is Six Sigma Green Belt? Certified organization, certified individual. Ano ibig sabihin nun? This certification means whoever is the holder of this Green Belt certification means that person, that organization understands advanced analysis, can resolve problems, can lead projects. Ano sabihin ng projects? May problema yung isang laboratory, ang dami nilang errors. Ma'am, the project is to identify the sources of these errors. Kailangan green belt ka. It means you can lead the project. What else? In resolving problems. Ma'am, what do you mean by black belt? Six Sigma certified? These are the experts and the agents of change. Be careful with the word change. When you say it supports the change management, white belt. It is an expert and agents of change, black belt. Do not forget that. And these are the individuals, that's why they are experts of change. They actually provide trainings in Six Sigma. What else? And the master black belt, the highest level of certification. And the master black belt certified organization or certified individual means that is a consultant in Six Sigma. It is someone that can shape the organization. It is someone that can develop key matrix, guys, in Six Sigma. And this is someone or an organization that usually coach the green belt and the black belt. Take a photo, please. Ma'am, natanong na po yun sa board exam nung pre-pandemic. Parang nitong pandemic din. Parang someone shared that it was also asked. Huwag mo kakalimutan yan. May DMIC ka, may competition ka ng TPO, may competition ka ng TPMO. Do not forget. Next. Memorize ko yan. Change management, supports project teams, leads projects, experts of change. Do not forget. And the coach. What else? How about to encapsulate Six Sigma? Okay, take a photo later, guys. To encapsulate Six Sigma, sinabi ko na to kanina, the defect is inversely proportional to the Sigma matrix. By lowering the DPMO, by lowering the DPM, you are increasing the Sigma matrix. You're increasing the quality of service in the clinical laboratory. Take note of that. Meaning, you improve the quality of care, patient care, and cost savings are realized. Okay, take a photo, please, guys. Tandaan natin sa board exam, inversely proportional po. Si Sigma matrix and DPMO. Okay? Take a photo, please, guys. That's very important. What else? Sino po ang ka-counterpart ni Six Sigma, ma'am? Naku, nandiyan sa book mo. Sino po ang counterpart ni Six Sigma? Oh, meron kang Lian system. This is just readings. Take a photo, guys. Readings lang to, additional readings lang to, ha. Ma, bakit ka nagbibigay po ng additional readings? Because you came from a pandemic classroom. Pag sinabi kong you came from a pandemic classroom, diniscuss to sa'yo nung college. Pero sa dami ng ating pinagdaanan, there were sick family members, you were sick, you were brought to the isolation facility. Alam ko, naku, naaawa ako sa ganyan, guys. So, nagme-message nun sa akin as a former administrator and a former dean. Dean, nandito po ako sa facility. Tapos nagle-lecture. Ang hirap, biro mo nakikinig siya. Tapos nandun siya sa isolation facility. Ang dami-dami tao. Kaya, reading, take a photo, guys. Just additional reading for you. What else? And how about, kasi alam ko yan, may narinig akong ganyan discussion, di ko inaintindihan. O ayan, para meron ka, guys, na additional readings. Siyempre, yung 2 Sigma, less suitable for patient care. 1 Sigma, puro yun, less suitable for patient care. If yung laboratory ipapasara, hindi naman, kailangan lang malaman ba't marami silang errors. This is the counterpart of Six Sigma, the Lian or the Lean system. Oops! Six Sigma, reduce error. Ito, reduce non-valued activities. Take note, reduce non-valued activities. My goodness gracious. What do you mean by non-valued activities? Reduced waste. Take note, it actually reduced what? Waste. Ma'am, in Six Sigma, ang tawag po natin sa waste, non-valued activities. Not actually waste as in basura. Check. The waste in Leon system, the operational definition is actually non-valued activity. Take note of that. In production or manufacturing processes. Mom, what do you mean by manufacturing? We don't manufacture in the lab, Mom. We produce results, but we don't manufacture. Kasi children, Leon system, actually it was popularized by telecommunications and car manufacturing industries. Doon po nagsimula ang Leon system and was adopted by other organizations just like hospitals and medical centers. Kaya tayo more on production of results, not manufacturing. Ops, if this Six Sigma popularizes the DMAIC, ano naman ang ginagamit ni Leon system to reduce waste, to reduce non-valued activity? The 5S and the PDCA. Oh my God. Plan, do, check, and act. What is that again? Plan, do, check, and act. Do not forget that. Ma'am, what do you mean by non-valued activity? Ito guys, example. Ito example ng non-valued activity. Halimbawa, sa laboratory, there is a reception area. And after the reception area, there is phlebotomy area. After phlebotomy area, someone will bring samples inside the laboratory. Yun ang usual. Kaya lang, yung ibang organizations or hospitals, example lang to guys, hypothetical lang to. May reception area. Pagkatapos ng reception area, there is a sample collection area, that is the phlebotomy area. After the sample collection area, there is sorting of sample section. Naku, ang tagal nun. Sorting of sample section. Ma'am, bago pa dumating yung test tube, isusort muna. Tapos saka muna dadalhin doon sa loob ng laboratory. Eh di, nagka-problem na tayo sa measurement ng analyze. Ang tagal nang nababad yung mga analyze mo sa plasma or sa serum with red cells. So, mommy, the non-valued activity is we have to eliminate the sorting area section, that after sample collection, a staff should bring the sample immediately to the sections involved. Yes, huwag ka na maglagay ng sorting area section. Doon mo na isort yun sa loob ng mismong clinical lab, hematology, microbiology, instead of creating a sorting sample section. Yun ang tatawag na reducing non-valued activity. Take note. Why? Patatagalin pa yung result. Take note of the children. That's why there is a 5S, plan, and also plan, do, check, and act. So what is the focus of Leon system? The workflow. Meron ba sa workflow, is there a section or an area that caused delay in the release of result? Yung tatawag na workflow action. That is the focus of Leon system, to produce results fast and reliable. Take note. What else? Ma'am, how do we release results immediately and reliable? Then we have to eliminate the inefficiencies. Katulad ng example ko kanina, after sample collection, may sorting sample section pa. We eliminate that. That is an inefficient section. Bakit? That will lead to what? Delay in the release of the laboratory result. And that will also compromise the samples. Bakit? Because samples should be centrifuge immediately after clotting. Remember that in clinical chemistry, no? We need to separate it immediately. Kaya pala nagka-error, guys. May sample sorting section pa. So, non-valued activity should be eliminated. Take note. What else? And PDCA and 5S, reduce waste, that is Leon system. Leon laboratory therefore utilizes fewer resources. Medyo mas konti ang tao mo kasi ini-eliminate mo na yung mga inefficient section. Reduce cost because you're not paying people and you're not paying that section. Yung electricity niya, yung mga materials na wala na. You enhance the productivity because you see, you have to directly transport it to the specific clinical sections. And that will also bring higher staff morale. Bakit? Kasi nga, hindi nagagalit na ang doctor sa kanila at patient. No? Dahil mabilis natin nabibigay ang result, and it should be reliable, accurate, and precise. What else? And it improves the quality of patient care. That is the ultimate goal of LEAN system? To improve the quality of patient care, including Six Sigma, to improve the quality of patient care. Okay, take note, people. That is page 14. Take note of that. What else? And how about fewer resources? And how about notes to remember? Okay, guys, take a photo please kasi wala to sa book mo. Kung may book ka, take a photo. Okay? Yung wala, take a photo then. Kasi usually pag wala sa book, I'll let you get a photo para makompleto mo yan. Six Sigma and Ma, bakit nakalagay dyan? Lean Six Sigma. Kaya nga sabi ko sa'yo, kaya nga inilagay ko siya para wag kang malilito sa board exam. Ma'am, sabi mo lean system lang. Bakit ito lean Six Sigma? Merong ganyan. Pinagsama silang dalawa. So whether it is Six Sigma, or the lean system, or the lean Six Sigma, combination of lean and Six Sigma, lean system, or lean Six Sigma, either of the three, anong ibig sabihin? Our quality management tools, our quality management methods for reducing laboratory errors and increasing productivity. Tinanong ko sa board exam, which of the following choices reduce laboratory errors? Anong unang answer mo? Lean Six Sigma or lean system? Which of the following quality management tools, take note, reduces error? Ano yung unang answer mo? It reduces laboratory error. Is it Six Sigma or is it lean system? It reduces laboratory errors. Is it Six Sigma or is it the lean system? Ano yung una mong answer? Kapag A, B, C, D yan, ano unang answer natin? Ay, syempre si Six Sigma. Kasi si Six Sigma pa rin ang Raymark Magleo. Ma'am, pwede pong pabalik. Dito pa po na picturean. Raymark, ilagay mo dito sa chat box. Ano ang hindi mo na picturean? Ngayon ko lang nabasa, sorry. Okay, yung message mo. Ma'am, pwede po pabalik. Dito ko pa po na picturean. Yung sa bias, okay. Yung sa bias po, papabalikan natin yan, Iho. Don't you worry. Okay, so what is the answer there? Excellent. Justin and Amar. It is Six Sigma. To reduce laboratory error, Six Sigma yan. To reduce waste, that is the lean system. Ma'am, pag sinabing reduce laboratory errors and increase productivity, silang tatlo, Six Sigma, lean system, or the lean Six Sigma. Mapag wala si Six Sigma, wala rin si lean system. Ang nakalagay lang sa choices, it reduces laboratory errors and it increases productivity. Lean Six Sigma. Pag wala si Sigma, wala si lean, pero may lean Six Sigma, that is the correct answer. Pero kung very specific ang question, reduces lab error, Six Sigma, reduces weight, lean system. Ops, combine, reduces laboratory errors, increasing productivity, lean Six Sigma. Then, terminologies, children, page 14. What is point of care testing? That is decentralized testing. Point of care testing, do not forget, this is performed outside the laboratory, usually by non-laboratorian personnel. Us, we are considered non-laboratorian personnel. The secretaries or the assistants of the medical doctors in their anong tawag dito? Clinics. Anong tawag doon sa mga secretaries and assistants of medical doctors in their clinics, no, during patient consultations? Ang tawag din sa mga staff na yon, non-laboratorian personnel. So in other words, what is point of care testing? That is performed outside the laboratory. That's why we call it decentralized. And what is the most celebrated point of care test as far as clinical chemistry is concerned? That is measurement of glucose using glucometer. Take note of that. Measurement of glucose using glucometer. In fact, there are 3 types of POCT. I am referring to clinical chemistry, guys. May POCT din po ba sa virology? Meron. Meron na, guys, POCT sa virology, children. No? Meron na lang in other countries. There is a portable HIV analyzer. Portable. Okay? And what else? In clinical chemistry, there are 3 types of POCT. The wet chemistry, the cartridge-based POCT, and the strip-based POCT. Again, what are the 3 types of POCT in chemistry? The wet chemistry POCT, the cartridge-based POCT, and the strip-based POCT. I'm sure you will tell me, Ma'am, di ba ang pinaka-common dyan? The strip-based POCT? Yes, kasi yun ang ginamit natin for measurement of glucose. Take note of that. ISO 2008-70. Take a photo, please. What is ISO 22870? Children, is it true that there is a recommendation that ang POCT instrument should also undergo internal and external quality control? Check. Yes, ma'am. Inaral po namin yan ng 3rd year. Question again. What is that guideline that tells everybody that this guideline is a recommendation that POCT instrument should undergo quality control testing? What is that guideline? ISO 22870. Children, eto ha, sinishare lang po sa akin ito ha. Even our reviewers from PERC, sinishare sa akin nila ito, children. Ma'am, sabi po ng mga nag-take ng board exam, yung tinuturo mo daw po sa quality control, Dean Rodriguez. Tinatanong sa lab management. Check. Ma'am, ibig kong sabihin, si ISO 22870, baka po hindi sa clinical chemistry itanong, baka po sa lab management. Check. You have the same answer. Hindi po ako nagsabi, no? Sinishare nilang nila sa akin. Alam niyo naman, children, I do not have a social media account. Wala po ako social media account. Alam ko, sinesearch mo yan. Pag may gumawa, hindi akin yun. Pag may picture ko, lalong hindi akin yung children. Okay? So, wala po. Ma, paano mo nalaman na tinanong yung sa boarding exam? Sinabi ng mga, sila Dr. Joshua, si Sir Lawrence, si Sir Errol, si Sir Ding, sila ang nag-share sa akin. Dr. Charles Arconado, yan naman, Sir Jude Trinidad, yan ang mga nag-share. Ma'am, tinanong daw yun sa board exam. Okay, check. Ops, para may idea ka lang kasi, Ma'am, ano pong itsura ng strip base? Nakalimutan ko po. Ayan. Ma'am, ano pong itsura ng cartridge base? Cartridge. Hindi ko na ma-pronounce. Ayan, kasi children, na-frustrate ako kanina. Ang aga kong nagising. Sige, wag na ako ma-frustrate. Buti nakita ko talaga. Take note. What else? Ops? Take a photo, please. POCT, ang tanong. Ma'am, ang POCT ba dapat parating merong quality control certification? Meron pong sinabi si McPherson and Pincus, copyright 2022. Take note, children, napakaitanong to sa clinical chem or lab management. POCT, a separate certification is usually not necessary. Meaning, a quality control certification is usually not necessary, but recommended. Why? When it is performed, the point of care test, like say, for example, measurement of glucose using glucometer, when it is performed under the supervision of the laboratory director responsible for laboratory services in a healthcare facility, then it may not require a separate certification. So, ibig sabihin, if the point of care testing will be done inside the clinical laboratory, pwede nang mag-validate yung laboratory director, the pathologist, or the chief medical technologist. Pwede na silang mag-validate. However, if the point of care test instrument will be used home-based as much as possible, the point of care test instrument should also undergo what? Quality control. Why? Wala po kasi nagva-validate. The validator in here should be the laboratory director. Do not forget that in lab management, the certified validator, if the POCT instrument will not undergo quality control testing, who should validate the results to say that these are accurate, precise, reliable? The laboratory director. Do not forget that. Okay, what else? Ops. Ito, ibabalik ko lang ha. May nagre-request kanina ng bias ha. Mabilis lang to children ha. Para kasi alam ko hindi makakatulog yung isa niyong friend. Wait lang. Wait lang. Ma'am, ano ba yan? Bumabalik tayo. Ba't hindi niya agad pinicturean kanina? Huwag na tayong magalit. Kasi kawawa naman. Ito ba sinasabi mo, Mr. Cleo? Is this the notes to remember? Opo. Okay, take a photo, darling. Kasi baka mamaya hindi magtapon itong student na ito. So, kailangan na natin picturean. Okay na po, ma'am. O, di ba, balik ulit tayo, di ba? Okay. Ma'am, ganun talaga, ganun talaga. That is the beauty of technology, okay? So, mabilis lang to. Ayoko na merong hindi nakakakuha ng photo kasi malulungkot kayo pag tinanong niya sa boarding. Sa maniwala na kayo sa akin. Bakit ba hindi ko kinuha ng picture yung sinabi ni madam? Wala sa book yun. Wala sa book. Okay, okay. That's it. May question dito. Hi, ma'am. Required po ba na health worker ang nag-POCT or can secretaries or doctors kahit hindi po nurse perform? Remember, POCT can be performed by anyone, anybody and anyone, any human species. Pwede po mag-perform ng point of care test. That's why diabetes mellitus patients who are undergoing strict diet and medication, isn't it that they are required by their doctors to perform their own POCT? That anyone can perform. That's why it is known as decentralized testing, meaning it can be performed outside the laboratory. Noong unang panahon, guys, when I was in my practice, 30 years ago, okay, guys, 30 years ago, clinical practice, my goodness gracious, first time in the hospital. Kami ang nagpe-perform. Tayo, medical technologists, ang nagpe-perform ng point of care test. Now, anyone, anybody and anyone. Take note. But, sabi dito, may recommendation, it should pass quality control. Mom, hindi po, pwede ba wag na mag-quality control? Pwede, provided there is a validator, the laboratory director, the pathologist, or the chief medical technologist. What else? Nasa book mo na to, page 16 and page 15 and also page 16. Notes to remember. Pinagsama ko silang dalawa. What do you mean by reference limit? It is also known as reference value. It is also known as reference interval. Sometimes they say it the reference range. It is a value obtained by observation or measurement of a particular type of quantity or a particular individual. And how do we call those individuals involved in the establishment or creation of reference values? We call them reference individuals. Example, tayong lahat na nasa Zoom platform na to, pwede ba tayong kuhanan ng blood ni Ma'am Edith, which is a registered medical technologist? Our very own Ma'am Edith Rojas is a registered medical technologist. Blood sample will be drawn, each and every person in this platform. Ma'am Edith will draw blood sample, each of us. Then, anong gagawin ni Ma'am Edith? Will allow all this blood to clot. After clotting, separate the serum and create human-based control sera. Pwede ba yon? Check. Ano pa? Ma'am, after no, pwede bang yung natirang serum will be used as reference sample in creating reference values? Pwede. Ma'am, I can be considered as a reference individual. My blood, a portion of my blood will be drawn, and then gusto ng Pilipinas mag-create ng reference value for fasting blood glucose, Filipino-based value. Pwede ba yun, ma'am? Pwede. O anong gagawin natin, children? Pwede mag-apply ka as a reference individual. And your sample will be part of the reference value. It is a pair of medical decision points, 70 to 99. Pair of medical decision points. 70 to 99 milligram per deciliter is the acceptable reference limit of fasting blood glucose. So therefore, ma'am, usually po, sino po reference individuals? Yung healthy, yung walang diabetes mellitus. You want to create a reference value for FBS, kailangan mga non-DM yan. Take note. What else? Ma'am, how do we compute the reference value? Children, eto kung board exam ngayon, board exam ngayon, hindi tayo nagkita, children, tinuro to sa'yo ng third year. Pati sa statistics, tinuro to sa'yo, children. What are the statistical values? So essential in the calculation of reference value. Kumuha ka ng blood sample sa 120 individuals. Naku, sinabi yan. How many reference individuals must be considered if you would like to create a single reference value? Gusto mo mag-create a reference value ng cholesterol, triglyceride, enzyme, isang electrolyte. Gaano kadaming tao ang kailangan mo kuhanan ng blood? Children, pag tinanong sa board exam, 120 reference individuals healthy without, ibig sabihin, the blood glucose is normal, the cholesterol is normal, triglyceride is normal, yung analyte na i-measure mo sa blood niya ay dapat normal. Why? Because reference individuals belong to the healthy population. Take note of that, 120 reference individuals. Tandaan natin yan. Isa-isa mong kukuhanan ng blood, not pooled. Ang pooled, yung control, sira. Take note. Reference sample mo, individually measured. Tanong, ma'am, yung 70 to 99 milligram per deciliter, that is the reference limit for FBS. Tama. Anong pong number yon? Ano yung 70 to 99 na yun, Dr. Rodriguez? Kung hindi board exam mo yun, kung board exam mo yun, what is your answer? That 70 to 99 are what kind of statistical values? 10 seconds. Kung hindi mo mailagay sa chat box ang answer mo, make sure may answer ka. Sayang ang review natin if we are not participating. Our brain cells will always remember the mistakes, never our greatness. Remember the children. So what is the answer? Mean and standard deviation. Oh my God. Reference values are statistical values. Always remember that. Reference values are statistical values. So 120 individuals get each value of glucose, get the mean, compute the standard deviation, use the plus or minus 2s as the reference limit. That is the 70 to 99 milligram per deciliter. Statistical values po yan, mean and ST. Then, if you want to analyze a new instrument, sinabi ko na 20 samples at least, okay? Then, the CLSR recommendation for verification of existing reference individuals. What is ERIs? Existing established reference individuals. Existing established reference individuals. That is ERIs. Ma'am, gusto mo lang i-verify yung existing na reference individual, reference intervals. I'm sorry, what is ERIs? Existing reference intervals, not individuals. Existing reference intervals. What is intervals? Reference value. Ma'am, yung 70 to 99 may nagko-contest. Check. Ma'am, paano natin mapuprove na talaga 70 to 99 ang reference limit ng ma'am, FPS? Pwede kumuha ulit tayo ng bagong 20 reference individuals. Then let us measure each the FBS. Then get the mean. Then get the standard deviation. Let us compare now with the existing 70 to 99 milligram per deciliter. That is so important, children. Established reference individuals. Established reference intervals. Take note. That is ERIs. Ops. Eto guys sinabi, nasa notes to remember mo yan, nasa book mo na yan, uulitin ko lang The 120 individuals allows for calculation of statistically valid 90%. Mom, di ba sabi mo 95%? 95% talaga. But there are several clinical chemistry books that the basis of the reference limit is not exactly 95%. They said it is actually 90%. However, ito lang naman ang limits natin, 68, 95, 99. Walang 90 doon. So anong sinabi? Better use the 95%. Kaya lagi sinasabi, the 2S is the reference limit. That is near the 90%. What else? And non-parametric is notable for 3 reasons. Non-parametric analysis does not require Gaussian. It is recommended by IFCC and CLSR. You don't need to take photo of that non-parametric. Okay. What else? Most common sources of reference limit. Pagtanong ka sa board exam, which of the following choices is the most common source of the reference limit or reference value or reference individual that we are actually posting on every clinical chemistry result form. Di ba? Nung meron kang laboratory nung class ng college, sinasabi lagi yan. That the clinical chemistry result form has what? Reference, take note, value. Oops, saan galing yan? Usually coming from the manufacturer's package inserts. Kung sino ang distributor mo ng reagent, siya ang magbibigay sa'yo ng reference value para sa reagent na yon. Mom, I purchased this reagent from one company. Nakalagay sa reference value ng cholesterol nila less than 200 mg per deciliter. Yun dun po ilalagay ko sa clinical chemistry result form. Well, if that was approved by the chief pathologist of the lab, ilalagay mo sa result form. So wag mong kakalimutan, children, na most common source of your reference limit, the manufacturer's package inserts. Question, itatanong sa iyo sa board exam. Well, if you would like to verify and confirm the manufacturer's package insert reference limit, how many individuals should be used as reference individuals if you would like to verify and confirm the recommended package insert reference limit? What is our answer? 120 individuals, 100 individuals, or 20 individuals? Is it 120 individuals? Is it 100 individuals? Or is it 20 individuals? If you would like to clarify the recommended package insert reference limit, what is our answer? Nakalagay dito sa baba, 20 reference individuals. What is the answer again? 20 reference individuals. Excellent, Haka, Maria, Julia, Talia. Very important. Ito ang nawala. Ito yung sinabi ko na, bakit na-late si Ma'am Rodriguez 7 a.m.? When I was checking, wala yung transgender reference ranges and hormone therapy. Bago ito. 2022 na ang board exam. Bago po ang set of examiners. May bagong lumabas sa 2022 copyright ng John Bernard Henry. Naku, baka itanong ito sa children. Which of the following statements is correct regarding transgender reference ranges in clinical chemistry? Kaya ako nagtagal, guys. Ito yung isa sa 7 slides. When I was checking, sabi ko sa siguro na-delete ko, kaya na-stress ako kanina, guys. So I have to rerun it again. I have to write it again. Okay? Oops! Mamaya ka na, magpipicture na namin later. Transgender persons receive hormone therapy. We know that. With either estrogen or testosterone. Huwag mong kalilimutan yan, children. Pag tinanong sa board exam, anong therapy ang nire-receive ng mga transgender persons in clinical chemistry? Estrogen or testosterone to affirm gender identity that is incongruent with their birth sex or birth gender. Oops, ang tanong, Ma'am, do we have a separate reference ranges for transgender individuals? Marami na nagtatanong yan. Tandaan mo, children, na this statement was extracted from John Bernard Henry book, authored now by McPherson and Pincus, 2022 edition of John Bernard Henry. Ma, bakit may na-emphasize yan? That is the reference book in the board exam. Anong sinabi ng McPherson and Pincus? Anong sinabi nila, sorry? Interpretation of laboratory testing among transgenders or in these persons does not necessarily follow reference ranges of the reassigned gender. Does not necessarily follow reference ranges of the reassigned gender. Ibig sabihin, kung talagang that person was born male, if that person is transgender, male reference value pa rin sa clinical chemistry ang titignan mo. If that individual is actually born female, yun pa rin ang titignan mo, yung female reference value, kahit na transgender siya. Take a photo, guys. That is a very important, kaya yan ang sinabi ko, sinalate ako ng 30 minutes. 7 slides po ang nawala. Siguro na-delete ko, in fairness. Kaya nasada ko kanina, so I have to rerun. This is so important. Okay? Are you learning, guys? Did you learn again something new this morning? Remember, that's important. What else? Page 242, definition of terms you have there, the Lewin system. Naku-uso-uso ito. What is LOINC or the Lewin system? Logical, observation, identifier, names, and codes. That is page 240. Logical, observation, identifier, names, and codes. It is a universal coding system for deporting laboratory and other clinical observations to facilitate electronic transmission of laboratory data within and between institutions. Ano ibig sabihin yan? Di ba nagamit natin yan ngayong pandemic, children? Kaya those hospitals with looping system, LOINC, kung tawagin namin, low ink. Low ink. Yung iba low ink, yung iba naman low wink, yung iba naman low INC. Pero mas madalas yung low ink. Take note na pronunciation. Guys, huwag mong kalimutan sa board exam. Sabi na nag-take ng yung mga recent board takers, hindi po ako nagsabi ha. Ma'am, yung tinuturo mo po sa quality control tsaka sa analytical methods, tinatanong din sa laboratory management. Oh, kaya itanong pa yan sa blood bank o sa microbiology. You have the same answer. Children. Universal coding system. Ma'am, it means this is a system that you can transmit, you can transfer patient laboratory result from your laboratory to another hospital, correct. From your hospital to another hospital in the Philippines, correct. From your hospital to another hospital in the universe, correct. What is that system? LOINC. Kaya lang, hindi mo ibibigay buong complete real name niya. There are codings. Take note. Huwag kalilimutan. Page 240 yan. That's so important. What else? And how about round robin analysis? This is not, wala siya sa book ha. Take a photo guys later. Naku, alam mo, napaka-importante nitong terminology nito. It is the analysis of a single patient sample using 2 or more chemistry analyzers. Children, dahil hindi po tayo nag-face-to-face actual internship. Nako, pagdating mo sa practice, matatandaan mo itong kwento ko na to. Pagdating mo sa clinical chemistry section ng hospital, Ma'am, bakit parang 3-4 ang analyzers? There are 4 clinical chemistry robotics. Tama. Ma'am, ibig mo sabihin, sample number 1, the request is cholesterol and triglyceride check. Then, you process the sample number 1 in the main analyzer. Sa clinical chemistry, kasi meron talagang main analyzer. Lahat ng clinical chemistry samples, patient samples, lahat ng external QC samples, doon talaga pinaprocess. Remember, children, anong rules sa quality control? The machine, the analyzers that are used for processing of patient samples should be the same analyzers for external quality control samples. Remember that, yung ginagamitin mo. Ang tanong, meron pong backup machines? Meron. So si patient number 1, pinrocess doon sa main analyzer. Ops, pinrocess doon sa backup machine. Magkaibang analyzers to. Magkaibang brand analyzers to. Anong tawag mo doon? Round robin analysis. Ma'am, acceptable yun? Pwede. Ma'am, sabi mo sa amin last night, yung result form, may nakalagay, remarks, twice done. Cholesterol, trigly, enzymes, all the tests in chemistry, twice done. Ibig sabihin mo, ma'am, it was measured in 2 different analyzers? No. The common practice in clinical chemistry section universally is to perform twice precise testing in 1 analyzer. Because precision is repeated measurement in 1 same reagent, in 1 same procedure, in 1 same analyzer. That is precision testing, which is different from round-robin analysis. Kasi ang round-robin analysis, twice measurement, 2 different machines. Ma'am, yung mga results po natin nire-release na twice sa chemistry, 2 different machines? No, that is only 1 single machine. Twice or more than twice analysis. Ma'am, kailan ginagawa yung round-robin analysis? Pag parang medyo hindi ka satisfied sa result. Nangyari na sa akin yun, run ko nga sa isa kong machine, parang hindi ako solved. Parang may problem itong main analyzer. Tingnan ko nga dito sa backup ko, ay pareho rin pala ang result. Anong tawag mo sa ginawa mo? Round-robin analysis. Agreement between 2 different methods should be evaluated twice a year. Ma'am, meron bang clinical chemistry results na twice done but run in 2 different machines? It should be specified in that request. Parati ko sinasabi yan. Every time there are medical technologists asking me, Mom, we are doing round-robin analysis in our lab. What's the problem? Make sure you put that in your result form. So the doctors are aware that you use 2 different analyzers. But ideally, precision testing should be 1 analyzer, multiple testing. Nagkakaintindihan ba tayo mga kapatid sa paniniwala? Ang round-robin analysis, iba po sa precision testing. Okay? Bias, take a photo. Ay, kuhanan mo ng picture, wala yan sa book mo, yung mga may libro, yung mga walang book, isulat mo siya, pwede mo din kuhanan ng picture. Yung sinabi ko lang na kuhanan mo ng picture, ang kukuhanan mo ng photo, guys. Ha? I'm very particular with the sanctity of our lectures in Pioneer. I hope you understand that, children. It's so difficult to create all these lectures. Ang pinakamasakit kay Dr. Rodriguez is yung sinasabi nila na sila ang may-ari ng lecture ko. Guys, alam nyo naman yan, hindi naman secret yan. Mom, nababasa ko sa Facebook, meron daw time na humarap ka sa korte. Tama. At pinadefense sa'yo na ikaw talaga si Maria Teresa Rodriguez. Tama. Because there are other people claiming it, pirating your books, reproducing it. Correct. Because I have the intellectual property right, copyright of all my books, even the diagnostic bacteriology, which is now released by CNE, I have the original copyright and I am the only and the sole author of that book. And I am still alive. Ma, bakit ka humarap sa korte? Because it was too much. Now, alam yan nila Ma'am Edith at saka nila Ma'am Jo, it was too much. Nagkasakit ako, totoo yan. I was brought to the hospital. Yeah, why? Too much pressure. Why? Because what really gives me pain, children, is to know na yung mga estudyanteng tinuruan namin ang gumagawa noon sa amin. Guys, tinuturuan kita. Hindi ibig sabihin nun one day, ay sasabihin mo, ikaw na ang may-ari nito. That is too much hurting, not only to me, but to all the lecturers. We counted decades in creating these lectures. We attended several trainings here and abroad. Kung wala lang pandemic, children, with all humility, wala ako madala sa Pilipinas. Alam yan nila Ma'am Edith and Ma'am Jo, because we're attending all these seminars, paying so high. And then they would say it, that they are claiming that this is their property. That is too much. That's why if there are people selling properties of yours truly online, that is not true. Those are fraudulence. Ma'am, parang na high blood ka. Tama, konti, slight. Kasi guys, napapagod na ako sa kanila. Nagkakasakit na ako sa kanila, children. Let us respect each and everyone. We are all professionals, okay? Bias is the difference between the average measured value and the true value. Naku, napaisip ka. Ma'am, sabi mo children, what is the other name of mean value? What is the other name of mean value? Naku, 10 seconds ha. Ano other name ng mean value? Sa statistics. Oh, what is the other name of mean value? 135 students in the platform. What is the other name of mean value? Average. Isn't it that is average? Do not forget that. Oops, may sinabi ako sa'yo kagabi. Mean measures what quality control parameter. Mean measures what quality control parameter. It measures what QC parameter. Naku po, walang mabubuklat ng book ha. Board exam na natin sa August, 2 months na lang. Mean or average measures what quality control parameter. What is the answer there? That is none other than accuracy. Justin and Amar, excellent. What is accuracy? Nearness or closeness of the assayed value to the target value or true value. Do not forget that. That is the nearness or closeness of the assayed value to the target value or true value. So what is the target value or true value in quality control? What is that value? What is our answer? Mean value. Isn't it I mentioned last night that the mean value in quality control, that is the target or true value in accuracy. So ang tanong, Ma'am, paano po i-compute si bias? Oh, pag binigyan ka ng tanong, how will you compute for bias? Measured, nakalagay average measured value and the true value. What is difference? Minus. Average measured value minus the true value. Ma'am, di ba si average mean value din? Tama. Ma'am, di ba si true value mean value din? Tama. Pero tandaan mo children, ang computation ng bias is average measured. Meaning, you add all this, you add all the values divided by the number of values. That is the average measured value. Average measured value. Take note, or the assayed value minus the true value. That is bias. So bias, ma'am, kaya pala nababasa ko sa book, ma'am, bias is a mean value. I'm sure nabasa mo yan sa Bishop. Bias is a mean value. Litong-lito ko naman. Bakit si bias mean value? Because bias is computed as mean assayed value minus true value. And true value is the target value. And that is also a what? Mean value. Do not forget that. Next, Osler's rule. Oh my God. If the patient is under the age of 60 years old, try to attribute all the change within normal laboratory findings to a single cause. May pasyente daw, 59 years old, may sakit. So anong sabi ng Osler's rule? Oh, 59 years old yan, under the age of 60. Ano ibig sabihin? Naku, yung FBS niya, hindi na normal, hindi na healthy result. Naku, yung cholesterol niya, yung triglyceride niya, all abnormal values. Ano sabi ni Osler's rule? Try to encapsulate all the abnormal chemistry results. Make sure, try your best to put it in one sickness. Ay, baka naman yung choletriglyceride, FBS, kaya mataas may diabetes mellitus. O bakit si choletriglyceride, mataas FBS, baka naman may diabetic ketoacidosis. One cause of all the abnormal values if under 59 years old. Anong sabi? Yan ang sinabi ni Osler's rule. Only if there is no possible way to correlate all abnormal findings in one single disease should the possibility of multiple diagnoses be entertained. Do not forget the Osler's rule. It is actually in your book. Kaya lang baka hindi mo mahanap. Take a photo, please. Ma'am, si Osler's rule ba pwedeng itanong sa hematology, immunology, microbiology, and other sections, even lab management? You take note of that. 59 years old and below. Next, then diagnostic assay sensitivity, guys. Take note. Actually, nasa book mo yan. No? Kaya lang gusto ko pang i-furtherize. Kung sabing furtherize, I want to extend it. It is actually in your book. If you will check your book, nasa part ito ng parameter in QC after reliability. You will see there after reliability, diagnostic sensitivity and diagnostic specificity. Take note of those with a review book. Tingnan mo yung page 1 ng parameter of quality control. Makikita mo yun, diagnostic sensitivity, or also known as assay sensitivity. It is the ability of the analytical method to detect the proportion of individual with the disease. Oops. And this is definitely screening tests require high sensitivity. Take note of that. Screening tests require high sensitivity. Take note of the formula. Take a photo, please, to emphasize that page. Through TP over TP plus FN. Ma'am, may ganyan po lumalabas sa board exam. Yes, nung pre-pandemic, baka ulitin ngayon, bago po ang set of examiner natin. This detect the proportion of individual with the disease. And screening tests usually has what? And usually require high sensitivity. Next, and this is the formula, sensitivity percent. Iba yung sensitivity sa sensitivity percent. If you will be asked, what is the formula for diagnostic sensitivity? Formula for diagnostic sensitivity, TP over TP plus FN. What is the formula for the percentage of diagnostic sensitivity? Percentage. Take note of this percentage. Guys, diagnostic sensitivity is different from sensitivity. Okay. What else? How about the next terminology, diagnostic specificity or the assay specificity? Nandyan din yan sa book mo. Magkasunod sila ng diagnostic sensitivity. I just want to expound it. To detect, bakit mo po ina-expound? Kasi you belong to the pandemic classroom. Nung third year, Ang dami mong pinagdaanan ng fourth year, ang dami mo pa rin pinagdaanan. Ngayon pa lang tayo nakakahinga ng konti, kaya ine-expound ko. Kaya naglalagay ako ng mga reading materials, add-on notes, no, to help you guys understand the discussion. The ability of the analytical method. Take note, the ability of the analytical method to detect the proportion of individuals without the disease. Pag with the disease, sensitivity. Without is specificity. Take note. Ops, it is the ability of the analytical method. The reagent, the equipment, the procedure. It reflects the capacity of the method to detect true negatives with very few false positives. Ops, confirmatory tests require higher specificity. Generally speaking, Mom, are you saying the confirmatory tests in hematology, in immunology, in clinical chem, in microbiology require higher specificity? Of course. But if it is screening test, in micro, in hema, in immuno, screening test, oh my God, it requires what? Higher sensitivity. My goodness gracious, great balls of fire, that is so important. What is the formula for diagnostic specificity? Tn over Tn plus Fp. Mama, ano yung mga yan? Mamaya malalaman mo, children. What is the diagnostic specificity? Percentage. Take note of that. Take a photo, guys. Para expanded siya. Expanded yung nasa book mo. And those also who do not have it, take a photo. Ma'am, ano yung TN, TP, FP, FN? O, eto na, malapit na. Okay? Next, baka itanong ito sa board exam, mga guys, ha? Ito yung mga parameters in the calculation. True positive, false positive, true negative, false negative. Take a photo, people. You should know that. Baka ipakalculate. Kasi noon sa clinical chemistry ito tinatanong. Promise. Tatanong sa board exam, which of the following statements is correct regarding diagnostic sensitivity? Diagnostic is specificity. What is the formula for diagnostic is specificity? Do not forget that. Iba ang specificity, diagnostic specificity, plain sa diagnostic specificity, percentage. Magkaiba yun, children. Take note of that. What else? And let's move on now to analytical methods. Thank you, Lord. So therefore, there is Six Sigma, Lian, quality control charts. Remember that. The difference between random and systematic errors. Take note. What are the statistical calculations that can confirm random and systematic errors? Very, very important. What are the examples of random and systematic errors? Oh my goodness gracious. And do not forget the purpose of each quality control chart. Gaussian versus Q-sum versus Uden plot versus the Levi-Jennings chart. And always remember that Westgard established the multiple control rules, but utilized the chart of Levi-Jennings in the interpretations of the multiple control rules. Did you learn something new in quality control, guys, before we move to analytical methods? I hope I was able to give justice to that discussion. Okay, that is the simplified version. How about analytical methods? Anong mindset mo dito? Ito yung sinabi ko na 6 slides ang nawala when I was checking, 6:45 a.m. to be exact. Kulang ng 6 slides. That's why malakikita mo mamaya kung ano yung very important na inihabol ko na nawala. Ops, mama na pong mindset namin sa analytical methods. What are the methods that should be used to measure the biochemical analytes in serum, in plasma, in whole blood, in urine, and other biological fluids? CSF, peritoneal, pericardial, plural. Take note of that. What else? And what is the principle of each analytical method? Take note, ha? And what is the third? The use and purpose of these methods. Fourth, distinguishing characteristic that will separate this method from the rest of the other analytical methods. Take note of that. Ma'am, bakit po colorimetry ang start? This is the fundamental and basic analytical method. What do you mean by fundamental? We always measure colors in clinical chemistry, isn't it? The darker the end color, that means higher concentration. Lighter end color, it means what? Lower concentration. That is basic colorimetric principle. And children, may I ask you guys, fundamental question, what is the most commonly used instrument in clinical chemistry? If we would like to measure end colors. The most commonly used instrument if we would like to measure end colors. What is our answer? What is that? Spectrophotometer. That is the instrument. Meter. What is the method? Spectrophotometry. Okay, excellent, Joanet Razo. Spectrophotometry is the method, but the instrument is the spectrophotometer. Take note of that, the most commonly used instrument. So ang tanong, what is the principle of spectrophotometry? Metry, ha? The method. What is the principle? Measurement of light intensity in a narrower wavelength. Guys, alam mo, ang spectrophotometry hindi naman nawawala sa board exam natin. Tingnan natin ngayong August 2022 using the new curriculum. Children, napakadali lang. Ano bang spectrophotometry? Measurement of light intensity in a narrower wavelength. What is narrower? There are two wavelength regions. Nakalagay dyan sa book mo, there are two wavelength regions. The visible region and the invisible region. When you say visible region, the wavelength is what? 400 to 700 nanometer. And when you say invisible regions, what do you mean by invisible regions? There are two sub-regions. The ultraviolet region means the wavelength is less than 400 nanometer. When you say infrared region, the wavelength is greater than 700 nanometer. Do not forget that. So what is the visible region again? 400 to 700 nanometer. Mom, can we use a spectrophotometer if we would like to measure the UV region? Yes. The infrared region? Yes. Hindi lang po yung visible region. And what is the unit of measurement if we would like to measure the distance between two peaks? Ano po yung distance between two peaks? Wavelength. How do we measure wavelength? We use NM. Ano yung NM? Nanometer. Because nanometer is the unit of measurement if we are after wavelength. Take note of that. NM. What else? And, well, this is the basic spectrophotometer. What are the parts of the spectrophotometer? Page 18. Let us do this quickly kasi ano to, basic, fundamental. Siyempre, light source. This is the most important part of the spectrophotometer. The light source, bakit? Well, walang light source, walang measurement sa spectrophotometer because measurement of light intensity. And what is the most commonly used light source for both visible and invisible regions? Tungsten light bulb. You want visible region? Tungsten. You want the ultraviolet? Tungsten. You want the infrared? Tungsten. Oh, kaya pala siya ba ang most commonly used? It covers all the wavelength regions. Check. Now, and ano ba purpose ng tungsten light bulb? It provides radiant energy. The light path must be kept constant to have absorbance proportional to concentration. So take note of that. What else? Mom, do we have alternative light sources? Which alternative is specific light sources? Yes. Si deuterium lamp, page 18, nasa book yung lower portion, deuterium lamp, xenon lamp, hydrogen lamp, ay, para kanino yan, guys? Ultraviolet region. You want to have specific light for UV alone, hindi mo pwedeng gamitin ito sa infrared. You cannot use this for visible. Only for ultraviolet, deuterium lamp, xenon lamp, hydrogen lamp. Do not forget. Mom, do we have specific light source only for infrared? Meron din. What is the name? Merst glower or glow bar. Ibig sabihin, that is only used if the wavelength is greater than 700 nanometer. The Merst glower or the glow bar. Ang tanong, Mom, do you have a light source that we don't need to change it because it can be used both for visible and invisible regions? Oh yes, the tungsten light bulb. Take note of that. In fact, the maximum wavelength capacity of tungsten light bulb is 1,200 nanometer. Si tungsten pa lang yun. 1,200 nanometer, maximum wavelength capacity na yan. What else? Please take a photo here. Radiant energy sources or lamps provide polychromatic light. and must generate sufficient radiant energy or power to measure the analyte of interest. Tandaan natin, children, ano klaseng light ang ini-emit, kine-create ng tungsten, ng UV, ng infrared light sources. It creates a what? Polychromatic light. What else? Page 19, monochromators. Well, monochromator isolates specific wavelength of light. Ma'am, saan galing yung light that was isolated by monochromator? From the tungsten light bulb. From all the light sources. Okay? It isolates specific wavelength of light. There are three examples. Diffraction gratings is the most commonly used monochromator. Then prism, then filter, and we also have holographic gratings. The diffraction gratings, let me specify, that is the most commonly used monochromator. Yan po ang ginagamit ni spectrophotometer. Prism is also spectrophotometer. How about filter? Filter monochromator is used by a what? Photometer. The photometer, guys, use filter monochromator. The spectrophotometer use diffraction gratings, the prism, and the holographic gratings. Take note of that. Next, and what is the purpose of the sharp cut of filter? Oh, this is a special type of monochromator. Take note. Why? Because the sharp cut of filter type of monochromator inhibits stray light. What is stray light? Unwanted light. What is unwanted light? Oh, that should be avoided. The stray light should be avoided. Otherwise, it will affect absorbance reading. It will cause reading. It will cause error while reading the absorbance. Take note. So in other words, what is the special type of monochromator that can inhibit, that can isolate out the stray light? That is a filter. What type of filter? Sharp cut off filter. Tandaan natin, children, na it prevents stray light. Mom, the sharp cut off filter is not used to isolate the specific wavelength of light. Si filter lang yun, si filter lang. Used in photometer. You see sharp cut off stray light. It removes, it inhibits, it isolates out the stray light. Cuvette is analytical cell, also absorption cell, also sample cell. Alam naman natin na dalawa po ang klase ng cuvettes. Those who use the old spectrophotometer, I am sure you use the glass cuvette. Yung para siyang test tube. The glass cuvette. Okay? It's like a test tube, people. What else? Parang napansin ko yung cup ko ngayon, yellow pa din. Si Ate Inday talagang hindi pinapalitan yung cup ko. Going back. Okay, going back. So therefore, the alumina silica glass, siya yung glass type cuvette. The size is like the size of the test tube. However, kung ikaw ay nakapag-actual internship, ang napansin mong mga cuvettes sa clinical chem, quartz, or the plastic cuvettes, we call them quartz. Okay, do not forget that. What else? And how about the photodetector? You have the light source, you have the monochromator. Light source provides light. Monochromator isolates, that is the key word, function, light. And cuvette, analytical cell, holds the sample for measurement. And what is photodetector? It converts the transmitted light into a result. It converts the transmitted light into what? Photoelectric energy, or the result that you will give to our requesting physicians. And there are types of photodetectors. The barrier layer cell is the most commonly used photodetector, also known as the photocell, also known as the photovoltaic cell, VOLTAIC. Again, VOLTAIC. The photovoltaic cell. The barrier layer cell is the simplest photodetector. In fact, not sensitive photodetector. Okay, the simplest photodetector, not sensitive, and mostly used by a filter photometer. The barrier layer cell is actually used in filter photometer. What else? Then, si barrier layer cell or photocell, not sensitive photodetector. What is the opposite? The PMT. What is PMT? Photo multiplier tube. That is PMT. Photo multiplier tube. That is the most sensitive photodetector. Mom, bakit mo po ina-emphasize the most sensitive? Children, what is the meaning of sensitivity in clinical chemistry? Sensitivity means what? It measures the smallest concentration. So therefore, what is the function of the photomultiplier tube? It converts small amount of transmitted light into photoelectric energy. So therefore, the photomultiplier tube is so important because it can detect small concentrations of an analyte. Take note, okay? Small concentrations of the analytes of interest. Take note, guys, that's why this is so important. Kaya ang nakalagay sa book mo, it detects low levels of light. Because this is used for measurement and for detecting low concentrations of analyte. Take note, that is a photomultiplier tube. What else? And what is Beer's law? What is the law that guides colorimetric measurement? Walang kakupas-kupas. Beer's law. How do we describe Beer's law? You know, easily, para madali natin siyang matatanda. Kasi ang haba-haba ng statement niya. Hindi naman natin pwedeng putulin yun because that is the complete law. Well, to summarize the Beer's law, simply what is Beer's law? It is the inverse relationship of absorbance and transmittance. Let me say that again. Beer's law is the inverse relationship of absorbance and transmittance. Mga parang mahaba yung nasa page 21. Ayan yung complete. Ano nakalagay dyan sa book mo? The concentration of the unknown substance. The concentration of the unknown substance is directly proportional to absorbance. And what is the other term for absorbance? Yan ang tinanong dati sa board exam. Optical density. Take note that absorbance is optical density. And this absorbance and concentration indirectly proportional to transmittance, also known as reflected light. Optical density is absorbance, transmittance is the reflected light. So if you will encapsulate the Beer's law, simply, absorbance is indirectly proportional to transmittance. And mayroon siyang mathematical computation. Remember that Beer's law, the mathematical expression of Beer's law is capital letter A, which is equivalent to A times B times C, where A is absorbance, capital letter A, small letter A is absorptivity of the solution, B is the light path, C is the concentration of the solution. Ma'am, wala naman ako nakitang absorptivity of the solution sa Beer's law. Tama. Ma'am, wala din po ako nakitang light path. Tama. Kasi children, remember, tingnan mo itong formula. A is equivalent to C. Ibig sabihin, A and B, tingnan mo yung cursor ko guys, small a and B are almost always constant values. Ako, take note of that. Small letter A and B are almost always constant values. Therefore, pag tinakpan mo, you hide the A and B letters, the small a and B, isa lang makikita mo. Kasi almost always constant values ang small letter A and B. So ano makikita mo dyan, children, sa formula? Absorbance is indeed equivalent to concentration. And the tatlong formulas or three formulae should be remembered. First, ano po ang formula ng absorbance? Tatlo. A times B times C. Ano yung pangalawa? Negative logarithm transmittance. What is the third? And that is the most commonly used formula. 2 minus log percent transmittance. What is absorbance? 2 minus log percent transmittance. Children, kahit sa ASCPI, alam ko na babalitaan mo, alam ko that's one of your dreams. Mom, after taking the RMT, I would like to take the ASCPI exam. Because that is one very important passage going to USA. You have to pass the ASCP. Okay? Aside from the IELTS exam. Take note of that. So, Yan tinatanong niya sa ASCP. Which of the following is the correct formula if we would like to compute, guys, and get the formula of the absorbance and get the concentration of the analyte. 2 minus log percent transmittance. Ops, mom, yung example ko ba ng computation? Ay, syempre, para hindi ka na mahirapan sa board exam. What is the absorbance of a solution whose transmittance is 10%? Ganyan ang itatanong sa'yo. Ano daw ang tanong? Absorbance. What is the absorbance of a solution? Whose transmittance, given ang transmittance, 10%. So, babalik ka sa formula. Ano ba ang tinatanong sa'yo? Absorbance. So, ano formula natin? 2 minus log percent transmittance. Ay, syempre. Paano natin i-compute? 2 minus logarithm of ilang percent ang given na transmittance? 10%. So, kukunin mo yung calculator mo. Scientific calculator, guys. Ipipress mo yung 10. Ipipress mo yung percent. Ipipress mo yung logarithm. What is the logarithm of 10%? 1. Lalabas sa calculator, the logarithm of 10% is actually 1. O, what is our answer? What is the absorbance of a solution whose transmittance is 10%? That is actually 1.0. Ma'am, binigyan po kami ng professor namin ng college ng transmutation table from transmittance to absorbance, ma'am. Binigyan po kami ng transmutation table. Sige nga, buksan mo nga yung transmutation table mo ngayon, children. Kung I'm sure binigyan ka ng faculty. Binibigay talaga ng faculty yan, yung transmutation table. Sige nga, tignan mo, i-open mo, o anong nakita mo? Ay, ma'am, nakalagay sa transmutation table, 10%. Tapos nakalagay na, ma'am, nakalagay po 3 column. Nakalagay dito, yung, dalawang column pala, ma'am. Nakalagay dito, transmitted. Nakalagay dito, absorbance equivalence. Ma'am, nakalagay po sa transmitted, 10%. Ma'am, nakalagay sa kabilang column, 1. Ibig mo sabihin, ma'am, ito ang ginamit sa formula sa transmutation table naman. Kaya tinatanong siya sa international certification exam. What is the formula for absorbance? That entire transmutation table, kaya mo nakuha yung absorbance, that is the commonly used formula. 2 minus log percent transmittance. Deviations from Beer's law, it is found in Notes to Remember. Andiyan yan sa book mo, Notes to Remember. That was after the table of wavelengths. Di ba may table of wavelengths ako sa yung binigay dyan, yung mga may books, may table of wavelengths. After niya, may Notes to Remember, nandito yan. Ito mo, dyan mo makikita tong statement na to. Deviations from Beer's law may be caused by changes in functions or chemical reactions. Take note of that. Changes in functions or chemical reactions, yan ang cause ng deviations from Beer's law. What else? An instrument deviation is commonly a result of the finite bypass of the filter or monochromator. Finite bypass of the filter or monochromator. Alam nyo guys, atin hindi ko binibigay yan sa review. Ma, bakit ngayon sinasabi mo na? Nasa book naman na. Kasi po bago ang ating set of examiners. So, I have to bring back some of the notes to remember kasi baka mamaya yun ang itanong natin. Kaya, children, hindi ako ang nagsabi nito, ha? Those who took the board exam. Sabi nila, you really have to read the blue book of Dean Rodriguez cover to cover and do not forget to include the notes to remember. Sila ang nagsasabi niyan, children, hindi po ako. Sila ang nagsasabi niyan, you have to include the notes to remember. They said that. Okay, very important yan, guys. What else? And, oops, guys, ha? Baka sabihin mo, yung mga may books dyan, ha? Naku, hindi ito binanggit ni ma'am. Hindi binanggit ni ma'am. I-skip to site ko to. Hindi porke hindi ko po binanggit dito sa PowerPoint, you're going to skip to site. Ano skip to site? Nakita mo, but you did not give weight. Ibig sabihin, ay, dito tatanong sa board exam. Yung pala yung question. Take note. Kaya ang title ng book niyan, review book. Take note of that. Double beam spectrophotometer, it is also in your book. Can someone post in the chat box what is the page of double beam spectrophotometer? Yung libro ko nandun sa malayo, hindi ko makuha. The double beam spectrophotometer, guys, it's in your book, okay? Page 18. Thank you so much, Valerie Amor Estelore. Valerie, nag-order na ako ng nosepad. Thank you, ha. Ang dami pala doon sa Shopee talaga. And Rubia Remy Jane, page 18. Thank you so much, Iha. It splits the monochromatic light into two components. Take note. One beam passes through the sample and the other through a reference solution or blank. Take note, ha. Double beam spectrophotometer. What else? What is, ma'am? Bakit sabihin ng beam? Light. There are two lights, but only one light source. Let me emphasize that. Double beam spectrophotometer means there are two lights present inside the instrument, but only one light source. Ma'am, ano pong ibig sabihin ng single beam spectrophotometer? Isa lang ang light. Isa din ang light source. Eh si double beam, dalawang lights that will help. Each will help in the measurement of the concentration of the analytes. But in double beam, isa lang din ang light source. Do not forget that. What is the purpose of the additional light? Not additional light source. Hindi ko just sinabing double light sources, double beam sources. Walang nakalagay dyan, children, ha? Nakalagay lang double beam. Two lights, but one light source. The additional light corrects for errors in light source intensity. It corrects for errors, variation in light source intensity. Okay, do not forget that. And nakalagay dito, guys, in this type of spectrophotometer, the absorbance of the sample can be recorded directly. Mom, importante ba yan? Children, yung mga guys, those who were able to attend on-site laboratory activities in the third year, yung talaga naka-attend ng on-site, no? Diba, children, yung laboratory manual natin, pag nagbasa ka ng sample using spectrophotometer, tandaan natin, children, Mom, ano po ba ang nire-read natin sa spectrophotometer? Si absorbance o si transmittance? It depends. If it is single beam spectrophotometer, you read the transmittance. That's why you need the conversion table from transmittance to absorbance. Ma'am, bakit pa kailangan i-convert? Kaya pala binigyan kami, ma'am, ng transmutation table, ma'am, ng transmittance to absorbance. Correct. Kasi ang single beam, ang nare-read niya, transmittance. Tandaan mo yan, children, no college, di ba? Ay, oo nga, transmittance nga. Kaya pala, transmutation table. Ma'am, why do we need to get the absorbance? Because children, ano yung formula na sinabi ko sa iyo kahapon? What is the formula? If you would like to get the concentration of the anode, remember, guys, all the results that you release and you will release in the future. All these chemistry results, yung value ng cholesterol, triglyceride, uric, sodium, potassium, everything, children. Ay, paano mo nakuha yung values na yun? Because in every chemistry analyzer, there is a formula, an automatic formula, which is already embedded in that machine. What is that formula? The concentration of the unknown is equivalent to absorbance of the unknown over absorbance of the standard times concentration of the standard. Ay, kaya pala mong kailangang i-transmute sa absorbance because the single beam spectrophotometer reads transmittance, but in the calculation of the concentration of the unknown, yun ang nire-release mo sa doctors, yung concentration ng unknown ay absorbance. Pero pag double beam, what is the beauty of double beam? Oh my God, you can read the absorbance directly. Record it directly. Did you get that, children? Ako, magbuka kalimutan yan, guys. Next, we have the atomic absorption spectrophotometry, page 23. Children, eto may usapan tayo, ha? Ma'am Edith, Ma'am Jo, and Sir Moraleta. Kasi, you know, actually, I received a very, very important message last night na any monument ay baka magpatawag ng meeting, children. Eh, alam niyo naman, pag ganyang meeting, I really have to attend. So, I am praying na sana wag munang tumawag. Kasi pag bigla nag-ring ang phone ko at sinabi, meeting na, Ibig sabihin nun, Sir Ryan, Ma'am Edith and Ma'am Jo, mag-out ako dito sa Zoom na to because that is a really super duper very important meeting. So I'm looking at my phone right now kasi tinitingnan ko kung merong binadala na Zoom ba yon, Zoom link, wala pa naman. So ituloy natin ang kwento. Basta children, pa nagpaalam ako maya-maya, alam na natin ang ibig sabihin. Kaya sinasabi ko sa inyo guys, napakahirap talaga ng aking schedule. Atomic absorption spectrophotometry, this is still under colorimetry. Oops! Bago tayo pupunta sa AAS, ano muna tatandaan mo sa spectrophotometry? Measurement of light intensity in a narrower wavelength. I told you have to remember the principle. It measures light intensity in a narrower wavelength of may visible at may invisible region. What is the purpose of spectrophotometry? That is the most commonly used method before and now. Even pandemic, most commonly used method for measurement of routine analytes. Ma'am, di ba may portable spectrophotometer? Nakikita ko sa virtual laboratory namin, ma'am, kasi we were not able to really conduct an actual on-site laboratory activities, correct? Ma'am, nakita ko sa virtual lab, meron po kami spectrophotometer, portable. Yes. You imagine, that portable spectrophotometer was placed inside the chemistry analyzer. Oh my God. That's why, still, what is the most commonly used instrument for measurement of routine analytes? Spectrophotometer. And what is that method? Spectrophotometry. So what is the use of spectrophotometry? Measurement of routine analytes. What is the principle? Measurement of light intensity in a narrower wavelength. Higher light intensity, higher concentration. Lower light intensity, lower concentration. And spectrophotometry is under colorimetry because spectrophotometer measures what? The N color. And AAS also measures the N color because this is also under what? Colorimetry. However, here, element is not excited but dissociated. Pag nakita mo sa board exam, this method, analytical method, measures dissociated analyte. My goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Even if it is identification, nakita mo agad dissociation, that is the keyword principle. What is the answer? Atomic absorption spectrophotometry. Oops! Ma'am, sino yung excited? Kasi nakalagay dyan, element is not excited. Sino ang pinariringgan niya? Flame photometry is excitation. AAS is dissociation. Light source, not tungsten, hollow cathode lamp. What is the purpose of AAS? This is the reference method for measurement of electrolytes, such as what? Calcium and magnesium. My goodness gracious, guys, do not forget that. Nasa book mo yan. This atomic absorption spectrophotometry, ladies and gentlemen, is the reference method for measurement of electrolytes such as calcium and magnesium. Sinabi ko lang calcium and magnesium, ha? Wala nang iba. Siyempre, tatanong mo, sasagutin ko din. Ma'am, bakit si calcium and magnesium favorite niya? AAS. Because calcium and magnesium are unexcited ions. They are not easily excited by heat. So therefore, what is that method that measures unexcited electrolytes such as calcium and magnesium? AAS. Ma'am, kung si calcium and magnesium po unexcited ions, what are the examples of excited ions? Sodium and potassium. That's why sodium and potassium prefer flame photometry. Question. If AAS is the reference method for measurement of calcium and magnesium, tatanungin ka ng new set of Board of Examiners. What is the reference method for measurement of sodium and potassium? Excellent. Raymark Magleo. Flame emission photometry, also known as the flame photometry. That is the still the recognized reference method for excited ions such as sodium and potassium. How about for the unexcited ions? AAS. So, ano ang keyword principle ng flame photometry? Excitation. SAAS, dissociation. Ops, which is more sensitive. As far as sensitivity is concerned, which between flame photometry and AAS is considered more sensitive? Very obvious, the AAS. Bakit? Ay, mas konti ang calcium at magnesium sa serum. Mas madami po ang sodium. So this is more sensitive than AAS. Why? Because AAS use the most sensitive photodetector. Children, what is the most sensitive photodetector? And that is responsible for the higher sensitivity of AAS. Children clinical chemistry is analysis. Pag nabasa mo sa book, this is sensitive over flame. Next question, kasi mabuboard up nature ka. Bakit siya sensitive more than flame photometry? Bakit? Why, and why? What is the answer? Because AAS use the most sensitive photodetector. That is responsible for the sensitivity of AAS. So it can measure magnesium and calcium. What is that? Most sensitive photodetector. Excellent, Joanette Razo. The PMT. What's PMT? Photomultiplier tube. Oh my God. That is responsible for the sensitivity of AAS. That is an example of an AAS analyzer. Huwag kalimutan. Ma'am, ibig mo pong sabihin, si atomic absorption spectrophotometry, not only for calcium and magnesium, it can also measure other analytes with very low concentrations in serum, in plasma, or in whatever sample. Truly. Take note of that. This is also used for minute analyze in terms of concentrations. Take note of that. What else? Ops, this is already on page 17, but I would like you to take a photo kasi meron sa page 17, meron sa page 18, no? Para isahan na lang. Take a photo, please, guys. The quality assurance monitoring of spectrophotometers. Anong gagamitin mo? Oxide filter, neutral density filters, the dichromate solution, the glass filters, and the purpose of each filter in quality assurance monitoring of spectrophotometers. Take note of that. Very important. Self-explanatory na yan, guys, ha? Which material will measure the wavelength accuracy, verify linearity, and will also verify the absorbance reading. Very important. Next, therefore, ops, huwag kang malito sa board exam. What are the methods that measure, guys, colors or N colors? Specifically what? Spectrophotometry, AAS, and flame photometry. What is the use of AAS? Electrolyte measurement. What type? Unexcited ions. What is the next use? Reference method, for which calcium and magnesium. Another purpose, for measurement of minute analytes. Take note. Reference method for excited ions, just like sodium and potassium, flame photometry. Take note of that. What is the most commonly used method in measurement of analytes in chemistry, especially routine? Spectrophotometry. Simply, measurement of turbidity. That is turbidimetry. Measurement of turbidity. At what level? It determines the amount of light blocked by a particulate matter suspended in a turbid solution. And when you say turbidity or turbidimetry or the blocked light depends on specimen concentration and particle size. That analyte is abundant, that will give turbidity. That analyte is a large particle that will normally create turbidity. Children, what is that analyte, biochemical analyte, present in your blood and my blood that naturally creates turbidity because of the large size and because of the abundant concentration in plasma, normally speaking. Normally, ha, marami talaga yan sa blood natin. Marami sa serum yan, marami sa plasma. Hindi lang yon, malalaki pa ang mga sizes nila. Excellent, Julian and Amar, and then we have John Kenneth Suarez, and we have Ray Mark Magleo. What are their answers? Proteins. So what is the use of turbidimetry? Children, measurement of proteins. Tandaan ang analytical method, ha? Alam mo ang principle, alam mo ang use, alam mo ang kanyang purpose, ang distinguishing characteristics. Very important. Take note. AAS for electrolytes, flame for electrolytes, spectrophotometry, routine analytes. Take note. Routine, sinabi ko lang kahapon na 6, routine na yun. Okay? Eh, sa turbidimetry, measurement of serum proteins. Mom, you mean proteins are abundant? Isn't it that proteins are reported in grams per deciliter? Other analyzed microgram per deciliter. Eh, ang protein, total protein, albumin, globulin, and serum, gram per deciliter. Ay, kaya pala ma'am, they normally create turbidity. Check. Not only that, there are proteins with absolutely large size. That's why they can create turbidity again. Next question, alam ko itatanong mo sa akin. Ma'am, so tatandaan mo namin sa turbidimetry, black light naman. Specimen concentration and particle size. Higher concentration, higher particle size creates turbidity. And it's not a problem because it determines black light. Tama. Ma'am, anong gagamitin namin instrument if we would like to measure black light? Black light. O, syempre, spectrophotometer. Hindi, balikan mo yung lab manual mo. Anong nakalagay sa lab manual mo ng measurement ng total protein albumin? Ay, spectrophotometer. So, turbidimetry use, spectrophotometer. Check. Take note of that. What else? Children, what is the counterpart of turbidimetry? Walang mag-open ng book, ah. The eye-to-eye lang tayong dalawa. Board exam ngayon. Ngayon, board exam na. What is the counterpart of turbidimetry? It is always being compared, guys, with turbidimetry because they almost have the same principle. Excellent. Kimberly Bote and Ray Mark Magleo and Elisha Gabriel Anacta and also Christian Joshua Tabunot, all excellent. What is their answers? Nephelometry. And also Maria Christian Ferl Ceballos and Judith Bautista, all excellent, nephelometry. Alam ko na ang tanong mo, Ma'am, pareho-pareho sila ng principle. Yes. Ibig mo sabihin, ma'am, nephelometry also measures turbid sample, just like turbidimetry measures turbid sample. Matagal na, children. What is the only word that separates, isa lang word yan, that separates your turbidimetry from your nephelometry? What is that word? Sa turbidimetry, black. Eh, ano sa nephelometry? Scattered. Because nephelometry measures the scattered light in a turbid solution. Turbidimetry measures the black light in a turbid solution. Ops, mehin ka na. Ibig mong sabihin, parang kamag-anak talaga ni nephelometry si turbidimetry naman. Take note. In turbidimetry, the turbidity depends on specimen concentration and particle size. Higher specimen concentration, higher particle size. And in nephelometry, the turbidity, guys, depends on what? Wavelength and particle size. Light scattering measures, take note, the particle size. Ma'am, ano pong purpose ng nephelometry? Ay, syempre, ano ba ang normally nag-create ng turbidity? Normally, ha? Again, this is for measurement of proteins. Oh my goodness gracious. However, to be specific, measurement of gamma globulins. Ma'am, parang sa immunology po na may measure sa nephelometry. Truly. Because nephelometry measures antigen, antibody reactions. Nephelometry measures the macromolecules. Turbidimetry measures the macromolecules and the abundant proteins. Pero eto, even if the concentration is low, no problem because the nephelometry depends on particle size. Ma'am, pag tinanong po sa exam, this analytical method in chemistry measures antibody concentrations, nephelometry. Measures macromolecules, nephelometry. Measures large proteins in whatever human sample, nephelometry. Depends on the wavelength, nephelometry. Light scattering, nephelometry. In fact, nephelometer is more sensitive than spectrophotometer. Ma'am, yun nga ang gusto ko pong itanong kanina. Ano pong instrument na ginagamit sa nephelometry? Nephelometer. Is nephelometer the other name of spectrophotometer? Never. These are two different instruments. And take note that the nephelometer is more sensitive than spectrophotometer. Why? Children, isn't it that the total protein, albumin globulins, measured in gram per deciliter. Tandaan mo yan, children. Gram per deciliter yan. However, if you use nephelometer, proteins can be measured in milligram per deciliter. Kaya pala, ma'am, sinabi mo kanina, pag nephelometer, hindi siya after sa concentration, sa particle size. Tama. It can measure proteins in milligrams because immunoglobulins are examples of gamma globulins. And immunoglobulins are antibodies. Tingnan mo sa book mo, ay oo nga, ang immunoglobulins reported in milligram. Oh, using nephelometer. Tanong, why is it that nephelometer is more sensitive than spectrophotometer? Which of the following parts of the nephelometer is responsible for its sensitivity? My goodness gracious. Guys, ganyan ang clinical chemistry. Gusto mong mag-top 1 sa board exam. Clinical chemistry, hematology, immunology, even if it is a statement, it ends with a question mark. Nabasa mo sa book, nephelometer is more sensitive than turbidimetry. Close the book. Why? Kailangan masagot mo yon. Bakit more sensitive ang nephelometry kaysa turbidimetry? What is the answer? Because it has the excellent Anacta Elisha and Viloria Ivoni and Justin Ann Amar. Anong answer nilang tatlo? Because it has the photomultiplier tube. Nephelometer use the photomultiplier tube. That is the only photodetector. Ma'am, si spectrophotometer ba walang photomultiplier? Depende. May spectrophotometer na phototube. May spectrophotometer na photomultiplier tube. Ay, iba, hindi pala bang consist